Um, this is Portfolio 6, Milestone 3, and this is what I have going on so far. Um, right now, I've been kind of running into certain issues with my asset. Not anything major. I'll go ahead and describe what I've done so far already. Oh, I'm sorry. Seems to be geeking out on me a little bit, but see, I changed his face up a little bit. I was given many critiques that needed to focus more on planes of the face and whatnot, and so I did realize a lot of my flaws. Um, and so I personally I think it looks a lot better. I have more of the kind of a cheek definition going on here. His face is a little bit more flat. I had a little concerns with his forehead. I'm not sure if it should come out more forward like all this. I looked up some child references and in basic human anatomy and skull structure also it's kind of more flat here. So I don't know if it's because he's stylized and he's a cartoon that this would be acceptable, or if I should just go ahead and pull it forward. Now, I have been matching it with the back of this. If I turn perspective off, he is completely flushed um, with with the image back there. Um, so so yeah, it's kind of where I'm at now. I know you may have noticed the skull here. Every time I kind of turned it to the side, it didn't match up, and so I started playing with how that skull is actually resting on its head. And after I did a lot of sculpting and trying to figure it out and stretching, I realized that what I have here is not necessarily the best option, simply because if I were to see these feathers here, um, in comparison to where the skull is, if I were to do the exact same thing on my model here, like this feather right here would be way over here, and I don't think that's, I mean, obviously that's not where that feather would go. So yeah, there was just a few things that I thought about. So I'm pretty sure it's just the angling of the perspective the artist used for this concept art. So I'm gonna go ahead and make that judgment call for that. Um, Made a few minor adjustments here because the this little headdress piece was kind of protruding through the geometry of the arms. Um, I went ahead and started my low res. Here's my retopologized low res working copy for this asset. Decided to go ahead and stop and retopologize. I am finishing up the headdress here for the low res. And I got to bring in the other assets like the wrists. But this is where I'm at so far with this model. Then I'm going to align properly the feathers and the skull according to my reference, based on the critiques that were given to me, and obviously according to the reference um, that I have. But as far as like how I feel with where I'm at with this model, I feel like I could have put way more time into it than I did this week. So personally, I have a lot of catching up to do for this week to reach my personal goals with this model. Um, yeah, I wish I could say more about what I have here, but so far this is where I'm at, and this is where most of my time has went this week is retopologizing and getting these bigger proportions done correctly. The eyes, give them a little bit more shape, a little bit more life. Cheeks, give them a little bit more roundness, and then of course after I got all that done, I retopologized, and then I started focusing on the secondary assets. So yeah, once I get the feathers in here, I'll bend them into shape where they need to go. I'll get the skull, dress that the way that it needs to go. bring in the pants, retopologize that, then bake it on there. And yeah, that's another step, is just baking everything on there. Um, so yeah, like I said, I'm running a little behind with my personal goals with these two assets, the dragon and this child character. But I have every confidence in the world that by the end of this week, I should get, I should be closer to where I should be for the following week than I am now. Um, but yeah, so far I'm liking where it's at. Wish I could be further along, but that's with everything. So, anyways, thank you for listening.